Hey guys, how's it going? I've seen the question floating around a lot on YouTube and on the internet as well. People asking about cameras, what would be a good camera for filming videos with for YouTube. I've filmed with the same camera pretty much every single video on my channel. Some of the older videos were filmed on a different camera, but up to a certain point, they've pretty much all been filmed on this camera. I've had this camera now for about 4 years, give or take, around there. It is a Canon Powershot SX420IS. This camera has Wi-Fi. I've never actually used the Wi-Fi on it. Supposedly you can transfer photos and videos from it over Wi-Fi to your phone or to your computer. I've actually never used that feature before. I never really knew it had that feature until not very long ago. I have filmed roughly maybe over 1,000 hours worth of footage on this camera. I've had it now for about 4 years. A lot of people who do reviews on these cameras, they do a review on it the day after they get it. I thought, well, I've had the camera now for roughly 4, maybe 3 years. And I've put a lot of use on this camera, so it would be a pretty good test subject to show off and show some of the abuse it's taken on it during its life and show you guys it off. Right up here is the power button. As you can see, this camera has been well used. There's no on. Over here, the buttons are wore out. You can see the record button's pretty well wore out. Right there's your Wi-Fi button, there's your menu button, as well as the settings button right there. There's your autofocus, the little play button. You go back and look at pictures you've taken. This button right here is your camera. That camera button no longer works on this camera. And then this right here is your zoom. It has a pretty good zoom. It has a pretty decent zoom to it. I'll have to show you guys that. I've never zoomed it out all the way, but there it goes, as you can see. And then it'll zoom electronically past that. That's back zoomed in all the way. And then this right here's your flash, as you can see. They made them in different colors. They made them in a red model, and they made them in the black model. This is the red model. The camera was on sale when I bought it. I think they go for 200 bucks. I think I got this for 70 or somewhere around 70 plus shipping. A very good camera. Right up here's your microphone. The only thing I don't really like about this camera is right there's your microphone. The microphone on here is not really that good. I could really rather have a different microphone on it instead of that one. I'd like to attach my own. You can hook this up to a TV, as you guys can see. Right there, that port, you can plug it into your TV and watch stuff if you want to. Yeah, I've had this. You can see it's been dropped. Right there's some of the cracking from some pretty high drops. Knocked my tripod over one time and almost ran it over with a bobcat. Completely on accident. But yeah, this is my Canon. I really do like this camera. This camera has done me really well in the past few years I've had it. So I'm going to go on ahead and turn the camera on. I'll show you guys some footage. I'll do a little film real quick with it, and then as well as I'll go on there and take some video clips that I've taken and put them in this video so you guys can watch them. So let's get into the camera. So now we are in the camera. As you guys can see, this is the Canon Powershot we are in right now. I just filmed that last segment with my phone. That is my phone right there. Supposedly this camera films high definition. I think it renders in high definition when I put it on the computer. I'm not too sure. But get a good look. You can see all around. You can get a good view of how this camera does. I personally think it does pretty well. I am currently on the hunt for a newer camera, maybe something a little bit more less hours on it, maybe something that records a little bit better quality. This one does okay though for recording. I can't really complain about it. For the past 4 years that I've put on it, I've probably put about 1,000 or so hours on this camera, somewhere around there. I don't know exactly how many hours are on it. Here's another camera I've actually recorded with. This camera no longer works. I picked it up at a yard sale. It didn't have a very good microphone. I think I killed this camera. I used it there for a little while. So here's some outside video with the Canon. As you guys can see, it's not exactly a sunny day, but it does do pretty well when it comes to colors. As you guys can see, I'm trying to move this smoothly as I can so you guys can look at it. Get a better bite on those bottom screws. I'm gonna loosen just a little bit. He isn't either. Nope, look at that.
Y'all ready? Yeah. Don't help me. Don't look at it.
With this as well as everything else, there are pros and cons. Some of the cons, things I don't like about this camera, is the battery life is not very long. Another thing about this camera is it will not record clips over 30 minutes. At 30 minutes exactly of one clip being recorded, it'll stop the camera. You can't have a clip longer than 30 minutes. I'm sure you can change the setting for that, but at the same time, it is nice for if you forget to turn off the camera. But when you're filming a video and it cuts off on you like that while you're doing something and you don't know the camera cut off, then that's not good. Some of the good things I like about this camera, actually another thing I don't like about this camera is the microphone. I don't really think the microphone's that good. I'd like to have a little bit better of a microphone for it. That and the wind really picks up on the microphone. Any bit of wind blowing at it at all, you can hear. Other than that, though, it is a pretty good camera. It's got a decent size screen to it. All the buttons are easy to use, easy to access, and easy to push. They're big enough. It's easy enough to navigate. So yeah, other than that, I can't really complain about it at all. The only thing I don't like about it is I wish that it had, you could manually zoom it in and zoom it out. Because when you're holding it right there where they made it for you to hold it, I've done it a couple times where my thumb has accidentally hit the zoom out knob and the camera has zoomed out into whatever I was looking at, and I didn't realize it was zooming out until I saw it. So that's one thing to watch out for on that camera if you're going to use it to film. But other than that, it is a very good camera. I strongly encourage you to get it if you're looking at them. Not a bad camera at all. So I'm going to thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.